Welcome to the Deep Dive powered by Tech Talk Central. I'm Nathan, and with me, as always, is our fantastic expert speaker.
Hey, it's really great to be back and talking tech again.
So today, we are diving deep into outdoor party speakers. We're putting two real heavyweights head-to-head, the JBL Partybox Encore Essential and the Sony SRS-XG500. Our mission really is to help you unpack everything, the features, the power, the whole party vibe.
Right.
So you can figure out which one makes sense for your next get-together, whether it's like a small backyard thing or a big beach party.
Exactly. And we've got a good pile of sources here. Tech specs, user reviews, all that stuff. We want to highlight what makes each one tick.
Yeah, the sound, how tough they are, those little extra features that can make a difference.
Pretty much giving you the essential info fast.
Okay, let's kick things off with the JBL Partybox Encore Essential. So this one promises 100 watts of JBL Original Pro sound. It's got a 5.25-inch woofer, two 1.75-inch tweeters. What does that setup really mean for the sound?
Well, it tells you JBL's focus here is pure party, that woofer. It's built to deliver deep bass, the kind you feel.
Right.
And the tweeters keep the vocals and the high notes clear over that bass. So it's not aiming for, perfectly flat audiophile sound.
No.
It's tuned for energy. Big bass, loud sound, almost like your own mini PA system.
And it's got that visual thing going on too, right? The lights.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That's a big part of its identity. It has this ring of colored LEDs built right in. And they don't just glow, they strobe and flash, actually in sync with the music's beat.
Yeah.
Turns any playlist into a bit of a light show.
Okay, yeah, so it creates that instant atmosphere, Bluetooth, USB.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter the source.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's about the whole experience, not just the sound.
Gotcha. Now, portability. How easy is it to lug around? It's 13 pounds. Has that handle?
Yeah, 13 pounds isn't super light, but it's definitely manageable for one person. That built-in handle helps a lot. Makes it pretty easy to move from the house to the patio or toss in the car.
And for outdoor use, it says IPX4 splash-proof.
Right. IPX4. Let's break that down a bit.
Okay.
The X means no specific dust rating. The 4 means it's protected against splashes of water from any direction.
So like spilled drinks, light rain, poolside splashes.
Exactly that. It's good for those typical party accidents, but, you wouldn't want to dunk it or leave it out in a real storm.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Power is key for parties, though. How long does the battery last?
That's a really important point. Sources say up to 6 hours of wireless playback.
6 hours. Yeah.
Which is, fine for an evening party, maybe, but if you're planning something all day or like a weekend camping trip,
Don't need the plug.
you'll need the AC power cable. It can run constantly when plugged in, so that's good. But for long wireless use, 6 hours is the limit.
And for features, it's got a mic input for karaoke. You can pay 2 of them, TWS.
Yep, true wireless stereo. You can link 2 party boxes wirelessly.
How effective is that? Does it make a big difference?
Oh yeah, it definitely makes a difference. Creates a much wider sound, real stereo separation. Great for a bigger backyard or maybe a decent-sized room.
But just 2, right?
Just 2. So it's good for boosting the sound in one area, but maybe not for a huge sprawling event where you need sound everywhere.
Good.
More for enhancing a single zone.
Got it. Okay, let's switch gears. The Sony SRS-XG500. Sony's big outdoor contender. It has these X-Balance speakers. What's the deal with those?
Right, the X-Balance speakers. This is Sony's tech for getting bigger sound from a compact design instead of a standard round cone. They use a non-circular shape. This gives more speaker surface area in the same space.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, the idea is less distortion, especially when you crank it up, and clearer audio overall. It's designed to push out strong bass, but also keep the mids and highs really crisp. Covers that whole 20 hertz to 20,000 hertz range.
So a powerful, but maybe more balanced sound than the JBL.
Potentially, yeah. Still powerful, but maybe with a bit more focus on clarity across the board.
Now, durability. This seems like a major selling point for the Sony.
Absolutely. This is where it really stands out. It's IP66 rated.
IP66. So what does that mean compared to the JBL's IPX4?
Big difference. That first 6 foot means it's totally dust-proof. Sand, dirt, none of it's getting inside.
Okay.
The second 6 foot, that means it can handle powerful water jets. Not just splashes. You could literally hose it down if it got muddy.
Wow.
Yeah. Or leave it out in heavy rain, no problem. Plus, that mesh fabric repels water, helps keep it clean. It's built for seriously rough conditions.
That's a huge plus for real outdoor use, like camping or beach trips.
Definitely.
But what about keeping the party going? Battery life.
Okay, this is another area where the Sony just crushes it. up to 30 hours of playback.
30 compared to 6.
30 hours, yeah. It's a massive difference. Think weekend camping trip, no problem. And it has quick charging.
Oh, yeah.
10 minutes plugged in gives you up to 3 hours of music. Super useful if you're running low.
That's amazing.
And there's even a battery care feature to help the battery last longer over time by not always charging to 100%. It's built for endurance.
And it has USB ports. Can you charge your phone off it?
You absolutely can. It has USB ports for playing music from a thumb drive, and yeah, you can use them to charge your devices. Turns it into a power bank, basically. Really handy outdoors.
That is handy. Okay, and I read something wild. You can plug a guitar into it.
You did. That's another cool, unique feature. It has a combined mic and guitar input on the back.
So not just karaoke, but an actual guitar amp.
Yep. Plug in your electric guitar, use it for a small jam session. Adds a whole other layer of usability.
That's pretty cool. And for bigger parties, you mentioned linking speakers earlier.
Right. Sony calls it Party Connect. And instead of just pairing 2 speakers like the JBL, you can link up to 100 compatible Sony speakers.
100?
100 for, massive events if you need sound absolutely everywhere.
Okay, Sony's definitely going for maximum scale there. How do you control all this stuff? Apps.
Yeah, Sony has a couple of apps. So the Sony Music Center app lets you control the sound playlists, the lighting. And then there's the Feastable app, which adds more party features like motion control gestures. It gives you a lot more fine-tuning and interactive control compared to the JBL.
Okay, so let's put them side by side now. Price is the first big thing. JBL is around $340. Sony's closer to $500.
Yeah, that roughly $160 difference is significant. It immediately tells you they're aiming at slightly different needs or budgets.
And the first major functional difference seems to be that durability. IPX4 versus IP66.
Exactly. JBL is splash-proof fine for casual use near potential splashes. Sony is fully dust-proof and water-resistant, built for actual harsh outdoor environments. Sand, heavy rain, hosing it down, Sony handles it.
That's a clear win for Sony if you need true ruggedness.
No question.
Then battery life. Ooh, 6 hours versus 30 hours.
I mean, it's night and day, right? If you need long playback away from power, Sony is the only real option between these two. The quick charge is a nice bonus, too.
Absolutely. How about the actual sound? Both seem bass-heavy, party-focused.
They are, but maybe slightly different flavors. JBL gives you that 100W punch, really focused on that deep bass impact. Users seem to love that immediate party feel.
Right.
Sony, with the X-Balance speakers, also delivers powerful bass, but maybe aims for a bit more clarity overall. Some reviews mention maybe tweaking the EQ in the app for the best sound.
So Sony might be more versatile sound-wise if you use the app.
Potentially, yeah. JBL might be more plug-and-play party sound. Sony offers more customization.
And the light shows. JBL sounds more dynamic, syncing with the beat.
It is. The JBL's light ring is really designed to be part of the show, reacting to the music very visibly. Sony's lighting is more subtle, more for setting an ambient mood. You can control it via the app, but it's not that flashing beat synced effect.
So if the light show is key for you, JBL has the edge there.
Definitely.
What about the extra features? Sony seems to pull ahead again.
I'd say so overall. JBL has TWS for 2 speakers and the mic input. Sony has Party Connect for up to 100 speakers, the mic and guitar input, the device charging, and much more comprehensive app control with Music Center and Feastable.
Yeah, the guitar input and the 100 speaker linking are pretty big deals for versatility.
For sure. They open up way more possibilities.
Portability-wise, though, they're really close. About 13 pounds for JBL, 12.3 for Sony. Both have handles.
Yeah, pretty much a wash there. Both are designed to be carried. Neither is like backpack portable easily.
Okay. What about what actual users are saying? You mentioned reviews.
It's interesting. The JBL has a perfect 5.0 rating, but from only like 10 reviews. So high satisfaction, but small sample size.
Right.
Lots of simple loved it comments. The Sony has a 4.4 rating, but from almost 2,000 reviews. Much bigger picture. Lots of praise for the build, the battery, the sound.
Like some criticisms.
Some find it a bit heavy for carrying long distances despite the handle, and there was one notable review mentioning getting what seems like a refurb unit. So generally very positive, but with a few caveats given the sheer number of reviews.
Right, that volume of reviews gives a broader perspective. Okay, so decision time. For you, the listener, how do you choose?
Okay, I think it boils down to this. If you want that energetic, beat-synced light show, powerful, punchy sound for, say, backyard parties or poolside fun, where maybe it gets splashed but isn't facing extreme conditions and your budget is a bit tighter, The JBL Partybox Encore Essential is a great pick. It nails that specific party vibe.
It's the fun, flashy friend.
Exactly. But if you need something truly rugged, dustproof, seriously water-resistant, something that can last literally all weekend on battery, can double as a guitar amp, maybe linked up with tons of other speakers for a huge event, and you're willing to pay more for that top-tier durability and feature set,
then the Sony SRS-XG500 is the clear winner.
absolutely. It's built for the toughest conditions and the longest parties. The serious all-rounder.
It really makes you think, though, doesn't it?
How so?
Well, with how much we use tech outdoors now. Should that IP66 ruggedness and that super long battery life just be the standard?
Like, should we expect any speaker labeled outdoor to meet that higher bar, even if it costs more?
Yeah, just for that total peace of mind, knowing it'll survive pretty much anything and keep playing.
That's a really interesting thought. Is basic splash-proofing enough anymore, or do we demand more resilience for our outdoor gear?
Yeah.
Something to chew on.
Definitely. All right, that wraps up our deep dive comparison of the JBL Partybox Encore Essential and the Sony SRS-XG500. We really hope this helps you get the info you need to make the right choice for you.
And hey, if you want to check out the latest prices or maybe snag a deal on either of these, definitely look for the links down in the description below.
Please do. And don't forget to subscribe to Tech Talk Central for more deep dives into the tech you care about. Thanks for listening.